All right, so I want to show you about how to do series on your calculator. So actually, if you want to skip number 5, like I told you, and also skip 17, great. But if you want to practice this mode on your calculator, those are the two problems that will be using it. I'm going to do 17 since that's the one I worked on with Morgan. And when I post this video, there's also a link that I will give you directions on how to search within it to find the instructions. I'm going to do the instructions that they are telling you, and then I'll do it for the one for 17 as well. Or maybe I'll just do 17s and talk about it. So in your calculators on mode, I'm in classic right now, so what you're going to see is going to match the 83. I'm not sure how much it actually changes from math print versus classic, but if you have an 84, you're in math print. If you have an 83, you're in classic. And then right now you should be on function. We've looked at parametric before. We're maybe going to hope, probably not going to do anything with polar, but we could. And then it's sec, S-E-Q. You should have a sequence. So make sure you've selected sequence as, hit enter on it, so now your mode has changed, and then second quit to get out of it. We're going to put this series, which is the summation of a sequence. I'm adding numbers together in my y equals. So your y equals is going to look funky. I'm going to clear, 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 and clear. So the n min, I think it already gave it to you, but we're going to leave it as 1 because that's our first term that we want to put into our equation. U of n is going to actually be the pattern of all of the numbers. So for 17, the pattern of our numbers is 1 divided by n. N is this button up here because we're going to use that n. That goes for a function, parametric, polar, and then sequential or sequences. And if you were doing the one on the website, it would be 1 over n squared for their pattern. I'm going to move down. Because I've put something into u of n, I have a u of n minimum, and that is going to stay a 1 as well, because that's just the number that we want to keep going up by. And then for v, we're not going to do anything with w's, we're just going to deal with v's. V is where I'm going to take the previous v term and the n term, and I'm going to add them together. So I need to reference u and v. These reference letters are above your 7, 8, and 9. They're the lowercase letters that are accessed by hitting your second button. So if you hit second and then 8, that'll pop up the lowercase v that we need. And we need parentheses, and I'll put n minus 1. But now I need to add to it the next term, that same before term, previous term, that came from u. So I'm going to add to it the u function. I'm pushing second 7, referenced with n minus 1. This is exactly straight from the website that I will link with this video. And then for the v minimum, we're going to put 0. Okay, if you hit arrow down, it's going to add the brackets for you, so you don't have to worry about them. Now in this case, we're done. We can go to our table. The nth partial sum will appear as v of n plus 1. So I'm going to close this just so you can see. So if I want to find the, let's see if I can find uppercase S. So if I want the, that's not what I wanted. I want uppercase S. If I want the 5th term in the series, then I'm actually going to be looking for v of 5 plus 1. I'm actually looking for 5 plus 1, which is what? 6 in my series. Okay, so looking at my table, I went to second table. It thinks a long time. This will take a lot of computing power for your calculator. If it's thinking for too long, hit on, and that'll stop. You broke it. That'll stop your yellow circle. Okay, so if it takes too long and you just want out of it, hit on and it'll break it. So if you have an inkling of where you think it will be in the sequence or your series, hit second window to go to table start, and we can start at 0, so it'll have smaller numbers to think about. You can also change the table and have it go up by a different amount than just one whole number. I'm now going to go to second table, and it thought much faster this time. Now for 17a, it asks for the smallest value of n such that the series sub n, whatever nth partial sum that is greater than 2. So these are just terms in my sequence. These are terms in my series because they're adding these together. Because 1 plus 0.5 is 1.5, okay? So taking these two and adding them, but see how it jumps an extra line? So this whole list is off by one number. So if I want this 5th partial sum, I'm actually looking at the 6th line. Our question wants a partial sum that's greater than 2. Well, that's 5, but I'm off by 1. So 17a's answer is actually 4. Okay? All right, and you can go one by one to then do part B, but it's going to have to load each line after a while because it has to think about it. Now, part B is a little farther up there, so you may want to do second table set. Again, it's going to think every time you do that, but maybe it'll save you time to jump a whole page if you do that. So I hope that works for you. Look at the link yep.